So when we're looking at protein bars, we primarily want to look at protein and the fiber content, and then we fats and sugars, limited ingredients if you can get that as well. We're also looking for the least amount of processed foods in our diets that we can get typically, right? So if you want a protein bar for convenience and you want that route, I'm going to share with you what to look for. Otherwise, a protein bar might not actually be your best choice. You might be better off doing a protein shake with a fruit, a protein shake with some almonds, or going just for whole foods directly. So your chickens, your Greek yogurts, plant-based options as well, your tofu, your nuts, your seeds, things like that. So just keeping in mind that you want to have your protein paired with the fiber as much as possible. Whole food is usually the best. But if you do want to go for a protein bar, I'm going to be reviewing two of them today. So we have our Pure Protein on the left, and then we have our Kirkland on the right, and these are from Costco. So with the Pure Protein, you can see here that has the blue lines between the labels. We've got about 15% total fats, and we have 1 gram of fiber, which is 4%, 2 grams of sugar, and 20 grams of protein. So when we look at this, our fiber is lower than our sugar. Our protein is higher than our sugar, right? So we're looking at our protein and our fiber. We want those ideally to be higher than our sugars. And as you can see with the 3 different kinds that they have here, the sugar is 1 gram higher than the fiber on every single one. And then your fat content for saturated fats is anywhere between 15 and 18. Now, when we move over here to the Kirkland brand, we can see that we actually have 7 grams of fiber versus the 1 or 2 grams over here, 5 grams of sugar, and then 21 grams of protein. So you're getting a little bit more sugar, but you're also getting more fiber and you're getting more protein. And both bars are 15% total fat. So they're both on the lower end in comparison. Not really looking at calories here. They're all between 180 and 220. And when it comes to calories, if you're getting most of your calories from whole foods, then our caloric total doesn't really matter. If these were 500 calorie bars, that would be totally different. But with it being around the 220 or less mark, we're just counting this as a snack, right? This wouldn't be a meal. So it really doesn't matter which one you choose if it's a sometimes food, right? You're going for enjoyment, you're going for flavor, you're going for convenience. There's not a huge difference here. But what I would look at, just based off of the nutrition labels, is does it have more fiber and more protein than it does sugar? And is the fat content the lowest out of the options that are available to me? And those are the things that I would primarily look at. You can look at sodium as well. With things like this, it's usually not a high enough number to really matter too much. But as you can see here, you have like 9%, 4%, 5%, depending on the bar you choose. And then you have 7% for these ones as well, right? But it's not an amount that's high enough to really make a difference. So I wouldn't worry too much there. But we want to focus on the protein and the fiber being more than the sugar, and then the lower fat out of the choices that we have. So I hope that helps. If you have any other questions about protein bars, please let me know what they are. I know in terms of limited ingredients, the team and I are big fans of RX bars and the Go Macro bars. So that's what I choose myself for convenience bars. Otherwise, I typically just grab a fruit and a handful of mixed nuts. Cashews, almonds, a little bit salted, a little bit unsalted, mix them together. And I typically would choose that over a bar unless I'm going on a hike or going to the gym and don't have that stuff prepared in advance, right? So we're looking at sometimes foods versus everyday foods and things like this. My opinion would be sometimes foods. So there you have it. I hope that helps. And let me know what other questions you have.